The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Happening now at 9, covering the entire DMV. Marylander killed in the Middle East. One young man from Rockville killed in Israel, fighting in the war with Hamas. And woman attacked, dog stolen. The crime near a metro train station, and the pet owner's plea tonight. Plus, we're stretching your dollar from refinancing student loans to cashing in on Virginia's sales tax holiday. We're saving you money.
And it's going to be a chilly start to a new work week on your Monday. We could have some temperatures down around freezing. I'll let you know what areas it will be coming up.
And good evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Ben Dennis. An Israeli soldier from Rockville has been killed in Israel as the war with Hamas enters its second week. A story we first told you about last night. The funeral for 22-year-old Omer Balva happened earlier today in Israel. We're told that Balva died in combat Friday by an anti-tank missile. Someone who knew Balva quite well is sharing his memories of the young man tonight. DC News Now's Dave Laval joins us from Rockville. Dave, we know that it's a difficult time for folks over there. Tell us more.
Oh, Ben, you are so right. Plenty of sadness here at the Charles E. Smith Jewish Day School, where Omer Balva attended classes from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. One person told us it's been a very difficult time at the school.
I was just completely devastated.
Rabbi Mitchell Malkus runs the Charles E. Smith Jewish Day School, where Omer Balva got his education.
He's the kind of student who, when he walked in the room, his smile really lit up the room. He was incredibly warm.
We're told the 22-year-old died Friday while he fought for Israel against Hezbollah terrorists near the border with Lebanon.
My wife actually told me very early Saturday morning that she had just heard the news when she came down, and we cried together.
Balva played varsity soccer while at Charles E. Smith and also took part in theater. While many of his classmates looked ahead to college, Balva took a different road after graduation in 2019.
He was very clear that he wanted to go serve in the Israeli Defense Forces after graduating rather than go on to college.
Balva was the son of Israeli parents and a citizen of that country and the U.S.
He was very passionate about Israel. He loved Israel, the Jewish people, and he wanted to serve in the Israeli Defense Forces.
That devotion left an impact on the local Jewish community.
I've seen a lot of American Jews or American Israelis that have been going back to be with their units and fight, and so it's certainly powerful to see them stepping up.
Flags fly at half-staff outside the school, a tribute to one of their own who gave his life for one of his countries. And again, a very tough time for everyone here at the school. Administrators told us a memorial for Omer Balva could take place sometime this week. We're live in Rockville. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Our thanks to Dave tonight. Meantime, in the district, a massive fire broke out in southeast today. Smoke seen as far as Virginia. DC Fire and EMS had some updates at this hour. 5 adults, 5 children, 2 pets are now without homes after a construction fire spread to an apartment building on 17th Street just before noon. Officials say that they moved people out of that building, fearing it would collapse. Emergency services says, thankfully, nobody reportedly injured. And DC police are looking for a suspect after a woman's dog was stolen, all while at gunpoint on a walk near the Fort Totten neighborhood last night. Police say this happened on Galloway Street Northeast near the Fort Totten metro station just after 10:15. Officials say that when the victim tried to get her dog back from the suspect, she was assaulted. The suspect then took the dog that you see right here on your screen and left. If you have any information, give DC police a call. Meantime, Metro Police are looking for this man after another man was stabbed on a Metro bus in Northwest. This happened yesterday, just after 6 p.m. Police say it happened at the intersection of 34th and Wisconsin in the Georgetown Glover Park area. Police are asking anyone who may know this man to give them a call. The victim's condition has been upgraded, once critical, now serious and stable. And police say that they have called off their Williamsport, Maryland search after the suspect who allegedly killed a Washington County, Maryland judge, Pedro Argote's Mercedes, was found in a wooded area yesterday. Tactical teams searched vacant buildings near an old tannery in that area. Authorities say there's no information that Argote is still in Williamsport. Again, here's a photo of Argote, still considered to be armed and dangerous. Police say anyone with information or believes to have seen him should call 911. The U.S. Marshals Service say that Argote does have ties to multiple locations outside of Maryland, including New York, Florida, Indiana, and North Carolina. We'll keep you updated on air and online as we learn more. Developing in West Virginia, Berkeley County Sheriff Nathan Harmon has been indicted for allegedly interfering with an investigation into his daughter. The indictment claims that Sheriff Harmon wasn't cooperative with law enforcement after his daughter drove her car into a mailbox and fence near Martinsburg. Prosecutors also say that he tampered with GPS tracking in his daughter's car. Court documents say Harmon may have also tried stopping an officer from giving his daughter a breathalyzer test. Harmon claims there was not enough suspicion for a breathalyzer test. He also says that he was on scene as a concerned parent and not the sheriff.
The deputy did his job. I didn't interfere with that job. I was there for my daughter. My daughter goes home with a friend. I go home with a peaceful mind.
And if convicted of the charges, Sheriff Harmon faces a fine, imprisonment, or both. Meantime, in D.C., people in the community recently came together to discuss the future of RFK Stadium. The meeting was hosted by a group called the Friends of Kingman Park. They claim that a majority of people there don't want a future Commander Stadium built on the land. Mayor Bowser joined in on that meeting. She says the land does need to be repurposed, but neighbors aren't so sure.
Our first and most pressing task is to get control of the land and make sure that we can create a plan that we can fund.
I don't want to see another stadium.
The stadium makes me nervous.
Green space, maybe swimming pools, tennis courts.
Mayor Bowser says that this does not have to be a split decision and multiple uses on the land can be incorporated. Right now, there are no sales taxes on many items in Virginia. We're helping you stretch your dollar as the sales tax holiday gives people across the DMV a chance to save while shopping in the state for school supplies, clothes, and even home appliances. When you're shopping in person and online, the 6% sales tax in Northern Virginia will be exempt for specific items. School supplies, clothes, shoes, plus emergency preparedness products and Energy Star and WaterSense labeled products all will be sales tax exempt, but up to a price point. More on that in a moment. To avoid the sales tax for school supplies, each item must be $20 and less. Binders, calculators included. To avoid sales tax on clothes, the state says one piece of clothing must be $100 or less. Ineligible items include many accessories, including makeup as well. Protective equipment such as masks, helmets, and protective gloves also do not apply, and certain sporting equipment also ineligible. Emergency preparedness items, portable generators, they are eligible if $1,000 or less. Gas chainsaw, for example, $350 and under. Other specified readiness items, $60 or less. And Virginia's Department of Taxation has a detailed list of eligible items that are tax exempt until 11:59 tonight. Go to our website, just search sales tax holiday. And the holidays are creeping up, so consider this your Thanksgiving heads up. Walmart and Aldi will reportedly lower Thanksgiving dinner prices for customers. Starting November the 1st, Walmart says it plans to offer lower prices on Thanksgiving meals. Aldi cuts prices over 70 holiday food items, meaning up to 50% markdowns. The goal is to help customers just in time for the holidays. Price reduction at Aldi will continue through the end of the year, while Walmart's price reduction ends December 26th. And we're reminding everyone that the DC News Now will be hosting the 36th annual high heel race in DC on Tuesday. Morning anchor Corey James, living local DMV host Charisse Gomez will be there. They'll be joined by host of the CW's Karamo Show, Karamo. You can get there at 7:30 to check in. The race starts at 9 o'clock. And stay safe out there, folks, because if meteorologist Scott Sumner has anything to say about it, those leaves could be a little slippery for those stilettos.
Yeah, I was going to say, but it is going to be a dry one out there. Watch the leaves, but everything else should be fine. Temperatures outside, as you can see, quite nicely are into the 50s right now, although we are dipping into the middle and upper 40s at Luray over towards the Kaiser area. And we still have wind speeds that are a little on the high side, or wind gusts, actually. Getting up to 28 miles an hour at Leesburg and Frederick this hour. Hagerstown at 26 miles an hour, Manassas at 25, and Fredericksburg at 23 miles an hour. So again, you can see pretty much varying amounts. I mean, from Waldorf at 7. Even Annapolis is up to 34 miles an hour. So still breezy. Those winds will continue to relax overnight tonight somewhat, and that's going to help bottom out these temperatures into the 30s for most areas across the region. As you see, 4, 5, even 6 o'clock in the morning. We'll stop it right about here at 7 o'clock. D.C. around 40 itself. Manassas at 38, Culpeper at 35, Woodstock at 33. So yeah, and Hagerstown at the freezing mark at 32 degrees. Now, having said that, it will be dry, it will be clear, and it will be sunny out there. It's all go on the roadways out there, but there will be plenty of sunshine, so sun glare could be coming an issue for you driving from west to east. So we have some frost and freeze alerts. We'll get into that in a few minutes here, but still breezy on Monday, warming up this week, and still watching the tropics. We'll talk more about that coming up in my full weather in just a little while.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Scott. Meantime, a new speed camera and plans to cut back on traffic problems in D.C. are being lauded by folks living in the area and one city leader. One of the new steps could mean speeding fines for drivers, as D.C. News Now's Tosin Fakile explains.
An advisory neighborhood commissioner on X, formerly known as Twitter, says he's glad to see a new speed camera on Florida Avenue Northwest and hopes it'll curb speeding there. Now, this is that camera on the 600 block of Florida Avenue. Santiago Lacatos, commissioner for ANC 1B04, says it was installed a week ago. ANC 1B includes Southern Columbia Heights, U Street, and Northern Shaw neighborhoods. On the social media platform X, the commissioner said he hopes the camera will help with what he calls really dangerous speeding on that Florida Avenue block. He also touts another safety measure, this one in ANC 1E, an all-way stop control to be installed by the District Department of Transportation at the intersection of Berry Place and 8th Street. That advisory neighborhood includes communities in Pleasant Plains, Parkview, and Howard University in Ward 1. Santiago on social media platform X said with a rec center, Howard dorms, and a fast food chain, that 8th Street intersection can be dangerous for pedestrians who cross it.
The real need is for sort of road redesign that addresses some of those issues, and the stop sign does that to start. There's a lot of people who drive very fast on Berry Place from Sherman Avenue to George Avenue. But having that stop sign at least slows down the traffic a little bit. The speed camera, I hope is the preceding sort of the precedent to something better. Now, that ANC commissioner said he's glad to see the DDOT change at Berry Place and 8th Street after years of traffic safety input request. Now, the district's Department of Transportation website lists installing that all-way stop control at Berry and 8th as pending installation. It doesn't give an exact date of when the stop signs will go up. In the studio, I'm Tosin Fakile. Back to you.